Yeah, I think we all need a little more whimsy in our lives. Today, I want to share with you all some easy ways to add whimsy to your home. And yes, these are all renter friendly because who can afford to own a home in this economy? And one thing about me is I like having fun. I like funky things and I like them to be cheap. I like them to be affordable also. But real quick before we get into it, I have really exciting news. Our fat rings have officially launched. So if you are fat, if you are a fat ally, or if you just love the word fat, you should check them out. They're designed by a small artist in New York, are made of 925 sterling silver, and we are launching these on a completely pre order basis. So we're not producing rings and then having excess. We are only producing what is ordered. So, yeah, I'm really excited. This is the only piece of merch I've ever launched, and I hope you all enjoy wearing your fat rings like I enjoy wearing mine. I might even be wearing it as we speak. Anyways, let's get into the whimsy. This first one might be one of my most favorite ways to add just a bit of zhuzh to your home, and it's peel off stained glass window stickers. Say that 3 times fast, am I right? When we first moved into this apartment, there is a door at the back of the apartment that leads into this kind of like sunny room that you could use as a mud room, which we use as like a cat slash plant room because it does get a lot of sun in the morning. But on the door, there's just this big window and it's kind of awkward. And when we first moved in, I accidentally scared myself a lot because the door would be closed and then I would look over at the door and then I would see my own shadow and I would get scared because it would look like somebody was in the room just on the other side of the window, and it scared me. What can I say? Yeah, the concept of a stranger being in my home is scary, even though there was no stranger and it was just me. I knew my solution was a window sticker. I had seen a lot of the ones that are like those privacy ones that are kind of iridescent and not quite see through, but I knew I wanted something that made it look like there was just this huge stained glass window in the middle of the door, of course. So I just measured the window and then was scrolling endlessly through Etsy trying to find something cute that fit those dimensions. And I really like ours. I think it's really pretty. It's really nice when the sun comes in through it. We don't really close the door a lot because it gets kind of cold back there and I don't want my plants to die by closing the door. But I loved it so much that I also ordered another window sticker for our bathroom because our bathroom window was just kind of blah. I love our apartment, don't get me wrong, but our bathroom is just a bit more updated than the rest of the apartment. So I wanted a way to kind of like bring it back down a notch while also bringing it up a notch, but in the sense that I wanted to make it look more vintage. I want to make our apartment feel like we live in a Victorian home, even though we do not live in a Victorian home. So I got this kind of medieval inspired window sticker, and I think it just adds like pops of colors. I think it adds a bit of like brightness and fun to the window because it's not a see through window, it's kind of clouded. So it just wasn't even like I could look out, and that does mean that somebody could look in if it was see through and see me showering, but I just mean that like I couldn't see through it. It was kind of clouded. It didn't look the best, and a sticker transformed it. And they're not adhesive. You just wet the window and then it sticks. So whenever I move out, it won't leave any residue behind. Fun dishware. Whenever I post a what I eat in a day, people are always asking me where my cute dishes are from, and they are always thrifted. Some of our glasses are from World Market or IKEA, but our plates, most of our silverware are thrifted. I am not someone who believes everything needs to match and be perfect. I think that things are more fun when they are mismatching and they have some asymmetry and they're a bit funky. Yes, you are going to hear me say the words whimsy and funky a lot throughout this video. I'm saying that like you haven't already. I really love thrifting silverware. You can find really cool, funky, vintage silverware for pretty cheap at thrift stores. And oftentimes the designs are just so much cooler than anything you could find brand new in a store today, at least in my price range, and you can just clean them. And I also like it because there's so many things that have already been produced in the world that I kind of try to make it so I'm not buying things new, because I know that more often than not, the things that I am looking for or that I would like to have already been made. So I don't really like buying things brand new if I don't have to. I also collect mugs. I love a good silly little vintage mug. My point is, I love things that are mismatching, and you can find a lot of cool, funky dishware and silverware at thrift stores or even on places like Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, maybe even estate sales, eBay. The world is your oyster. Also, if some of these tips sound familiar, I did post a short form video with the same exact topic, and I did include some of these in that video. Another really simple trick that can make a lot of difference is to decant everyday items into thrifted jars and trinket bowls. You can decant your Q-tips from the Q-tip box and put them in a little thrifted mason jar and keep that on your shelf or in your cabinet in your bathroom, whatever. And it looks cuter. A few years ago for my birthday, I did a mermaid themed photo shoot. And so I had some shells that I had gotten, just some fake shells from Joann's or Michael's or whatever. And to reuse them, I have for the past over a year, I've been putting the bar of soap that we keep in our shower in the little seashell, just so it looks cuter and just a bit more fun to the showering experience. Remembering my aquamarine roots as a child who grew up in the 2000s and also a Cancer sun. I can't remember if I found my silver tray at a thrift store or in a estate sale, but I just keep my perfumes on this pretty little silver tray serving platter, and it's just really cute and looks a lot nicer than if I were keeping them in a plastic bin or if I was just keeping them on my dresser and not on anything. And then also it has the psychological effect of making me feel like everything is more organized because they are technically on a little tray, so they kind of are organized instead of just being all over my dresser. Or another thing I like doing is I have a lot of plants, as you can see clearly by my monstera. Do you guys remember those aqua globes that used to be one of those as seen on TV items that you put water in it and then you stick it in a plant pot and it waters your plant as needed? Well, I do that too, except whenever I thrift a cool, pretty bottle, I will just fill the bottle up and then I will stick it in my plant, and it does the same thing. It's cheaper, it holds more water, and it's cuter, in my opinion. And that kind of leads into my next tip, which is to think outside of the box. Think outside of the confines of what you think decorating is. There is such thing as free will, and while we might wish we had more, we at least have some free will when it comes to decorating our homes. Layer your rugs. If you have multiple rugs you like, but you don't know which one to put in your living room, try layering. I really love the look of layered rugs. I'm currently trying to do it a bit in our back room that we use as a cat plant room. I think it adds such an interesting visual element to a space, and it's just fun because then you remember oh yeah, I can do stuff like that. I don't have to only have one rug if I want more than one. Something I've been seeing a lot on social media recently that I think is really cute is people thrifting or buying doll beds and using them for their cats, or doll couches and doll chairs, or you can also look at children's chairs and couches since they usually, are smaller, and they're just using that to create a little kitty corner for their cat, and it's just so cute. And I would love to find a little doll bed so my cats can be on a appropriately sized bed, which they probably wouldn't even want, because why have that when you can have a human queen-sized bed all to yourself? But I think just really pushing the boundaries of your imagination and your creativity can really make your space more interesting, and then it makes you happier because you're like, wow, I thought of that. And a lot of the times it's simple things that you don't have to spend any money on, or you don't have to spend a lot of money on. You guys knew this one was coming. Stained glass pieces. One thing about me is I love a good stained glass piece. I have stained glass art hanging up all over the apartment. I've got a stained glass lamp, which, by the way, not to make anyone jealous, I did find years ago at a local vintage store for $60. And this was before greedflation when everything got more expensive. So I actually left this at the vintage store because I was like, it's kind of expensive. Drove away, thought about the lamp more, came back, bought the lamp because I was like, actually, I am not leaving this here. And the rest was history. In front of me currently, I have this really cute stained glass art piece that I actually made myself because my partner got my mom and I a stained glass making class together, and it was a lot of fun. We have a pretty huge stained glass piece in our bedroom window of swans, and it's really cute and beautiful, and it looks really nice when the sun is kind of shining in and illuminating it. I really don't have a lot to say other than I just love stained glass a lot. And you can find really affordable pieces if you just keep an eye out. Like, I also have a little stained glass lighthouse lamp right over there that I thrifted for like $5. Don't get me wrong, there are people who charge a lot for stained glass, and I understand if you're the person making it or it's some very intricate piece, but you can find affordable pieces if you just stay on the lookout. The next one's kind of related, but cute lamps and warm bulbs. I think pretty much all of my lamps are thrifted, and there actually is one in our living room that I think my partner got from IKEA years ago, but never really used it. So I brought it out into the living room, and the light is like really bright in it. And I know we need different bulbs, but I just kind of solved that by putting this cool, like, Victorian style fringe lampshade over it so it kind of diffuses the light and makes it a bit warmer, and it looks really nice. We have this really cool floor to ceiling tension rod lamp that has like these 3 shades on it, and it's vintage. It's really cool. I don't think it was that much on Marketplace. I think we got it years ago for like 40, $50. I will admit I did inherit a love of funky lamps from my mom because that woman is also obsessed with lamps. And once again, I don't worry about anything matching really. Like, in our apartment, we have all different kinds of colors, we have all different kinds of shapes and styles even, and I just love that like no two pieces in our living room or in our apartment are the same. I just think it adds a lot of fun and charm and whimsy. Personalization. Why are we afraid to personalize our homes? Get out those photo frames. Like, look at Bobka as a kitten. Get out those photo frames. Real quick, speaking of stained glass pieces, I actually found this because I went pretty far out into the suburbs to pick up this lighter that I was gonna gift to someone, which I did gift to a friend. I don't know why I said was. And she asked why we were out there and what we were going to be doing. And I was like, oh, we'll probably go thrifting. And she was like, well, my mother just passed away and I have a bunch of her stuff all over my house and in the basement. And I actually found this stained glass frame, and I think she only charged me like $3. You're probably thinking, Jess, did you really go into a strange woman's basement? Yeah, I did do that, but I found a cute frame. So, risk reward. In all serious, please don't go into people's basements. Do not follow my advice. I am just telling you that you can find cool pieces where you least expect it. Anyways, back to personalization. Photo frames. Find cool photo frames. Go to CVS or Walgreens, or if you have like your own printer that can print photos, great. Go to the library even. They probably have something that can help you. And print out photos. Print out photos of your pets, of your loved ones, of your friends, of your family, of you, of your sister, your brother, whatever you want a photo of. Print it out. Put it in the photo frame. Already adds so much warmness, so much coziness, so much love to your home because it's personal to you. And then every time you look at it, you get to smile and be happy because you are looking at a photo of a friend, a family member, a pet that you love. You're looking back at a happy memory. Also, don't be afraid to DIY decor. A week or two ago, my friends from New Jersey were visiting, and I wanted to throw a little party for them with my friends. And instead of going out to like Walmart or Dollar Tree in buying plastic decorations. I bought a pack of construction paper for like $2 or $3 and I made little paper stars. And it's really cute. It's really fun. You get to be creative. You get to make something. And I still have them up around our apartment. Like I haven't taken them down. And then with the scraps from the paper stars, my friend made a little paper chain link garland. I know you all know what I'm talking about because they have been all over social media the past few months. We have a painting in our living room that I did of Bobcat and Loaf, our cats, and I love looking at it because every time I do, I smile. I spent time making it and painting it. I love looking at them. And then it also makes me happy because now I have this beautiful art of them forever. Use your creativity, personalize your space, and have fun. Which segues perfectly into my last point, which is kind of corny, but it's be you. Have a home that feels like you. The ultimate way to have fun and be different and be whimsical is to be yourself. You don't need to copy a photo you found on Pinterest. You don't need to copy your favorite influencer. Just be yourself and have fun and be creative in decorating your space and make it a home that makes you feel happy and warm and cozy. And just remember that it takes time to build a home. Like, you are not going to find everything in a week, most likely. I mean, you could theoretically, like, you could find everything in a week, but you probably won't. It's going to take time to find pieces. You're going to have to be patient and it's going to take some money, but there's ways you can make it cheaper, like thrifting, looking at things secondhand. You can even join a local buy nothing group and see what people have, what they're giving away. If you're looking for something specific before buying it, you can ask your local buy nothing group if somebody else has it and they don't want it anymore. Have fun and remember, being you is the most whimsical thing you can do. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful and that you enjoyed it and that you liked the tips I gave you. And I'm so excited to finally share our fat ring with you all because I don't know, it's just been something that we've been working on for a long time. And I'm just glad that it's finally here and that if you guys want one, you can have one and you can tag me in photos of you wearing it. And yeah, I'm just really excited. My co-host is asleep on the beanbag in front of me, but I will take a photo of her to show you all so you know that she's there. Anyways, my co-host and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.